On to our third supergroup of the domain Eukarya. These would be the Rhizarians. Concept 28.4 says Rhizarians are a diverse group of protists defined by DNA similarities. It kind of makes me laugh when it says this group is a diverse group of protists. Pretty much every group of protists is a diverse group of protists. We're not going to take a look at a lot of the Rhizarians. The Rhizarians include a lot of different types of amoebas. Amoebas move and feed by what's called pseudopodia, which means false foot or false feet. And you've probably seen different kinds of amoebas before, usually kind of blob, jelly-like creatures. They send out a pseudopodia or a false foot ahead of them, and then that is the cytoplasm of their cytoplasm flows into that false foot, and they move forward or to the left or to the right, or they engulf a other bacteria or creature that they want to eat. So there's all different types of amoebas, and there are amoebas in other categories as well, not just the Rhizarians. We're just going to take a really brief look at one of them just because it looks really cool, and that would be the Radiolarians. So let's take a brief look. So here we are in supergroup Rhizaria, and we're really only going to look at the Radiolarians just because they're kind of a cool group to look at. They're very pretty. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on Rhizaria. This will be a short video before we go on to the others. This is the third of the supergroups we've looked at, and so far in all of these three supergroups we only have protists, and so that's the case for the Rhizaria as well. The one group we're going to look at called the Radiolarians are marine protists. They have what's called tests, and these tests are porous shells fused into one delicate piece, usually made of silica, so somewhat similar to the diatoms, but they're shaped a little bit differently. They're usually shaped kind of like snowflakes or stars. The Radiolarians use their pseudopodia to engulf microorganisms through phagocytosis, so they use their pseudopodia to kind of go toward and then wrap around other little creatures to eat them, and the pseudopodia of the Radiolarians radiate from a central body, which gives them this cool kind of starfish or snowflake sort of effect. So you see that not all amoebas are just big blobs. The pseudopodia of the Radiolarians is kind of more like a sort of a little stick shape that sticks out there, and they have this entire shell called a test that's kind of all fused in one little piece. You can see kind of the clear lines here that form this shell that makes up their body. So this will be the only example of the Rhizarians we look at. This is a Radiolarian, and it is an amoeba, but perhaps an amoeba that looks a little bit different than the kind that you're usually used to looking at or used to seeing as just amorphous blobs. So we'll take another quick break. I told you this will be a short one, and we'll go on to the next supergroup, and the next supergroup finally will contain more than just protists.